Well, hello my beautiful Sagittarians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is a little bonus reading all about you. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Now, this reading is just a little bit different. I'm going to focus on anything that you are worried about, anything that's causing you anxiety, and anything that you need to know, really, as well as the outcome. Anything that you're really focused on during this time, should it come up, I will mention it as well. So let's get straight to it. I've only just started, and even in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as in your reading, they're showing me loads of musical notes. Okay, now there are a few musical notes in this card that I can see, but in the water, they're showing me loads. So I definitely feel that you're trying to tune in to a higher vibration, but also I feel like you are super aware that music is raising your vibration as well as changing your mood. So I definitely see that you're trying to connect to a more eclectic library of taste, shall we say. Maybe you have decided to explore different genres of music, or maybe you're even noticing messages from your guides through music that comes on the radio. I get songs in my readings all the time which tend to deliver messages to the collective, but you may have noticed it in your own life right now. Some of you may actually be opening yourself up to learning an instrument, or maybe you are rediscovering an instrument that you used to love listening to or playing, okay, for quite some time. So I'm just going to go and get all of your cards here. We've got the clock, we've got, oh my gosh, I can see that you've got a lot on your plate right now, okay? What I can see here is you're trying to ground yourself during very difficult circumstances. The pressure has been on, and I definitely feel that music will be very beneficial for you, but I do see some change happening for you where there are calmer waters, okay? Yeah, maturity. You got the strong card there, the strength card. You are someone who, you may feel time is a factor. You may feel that there's been a lot on your plate recently, and you may have felt that you don't have enough time to do it all. You may have felt that perhaps, oh, look at that explosive energy. We've got the Tower there, and we've got the World card. I feel like you've been very focused on your goals, and I feel some of you have actually not left enough time to develop your spiritual gifts. You have a certain amount of magic within you, and I feel that you're having pockets, moments where suddenly you have a knowingness, or suddenly you have a connection to your higher self, or you have a flash of insight. And I feel like this is something you could develop more, okay? Let's get the rest of your cards there. Let's see what else is coming through. We've got the Queen of Cups. We've got the 7 of Wands. We've also got the 6 of Wands. We've got the 2 of Swords. The Knight of Wands. So there is a desire, a real desire to bring more spontaneity, more creativity, more excitement into your world. And you may feel that the world has got very serious, that you've been heavily focused on your goals and your tasks, and you're like, where's the fun at? Okay, you're trying to create balance in your world. Now, your first card is pressure. So this is an energy where pressure can be used in a couple of ways. Pressure doesn't always have to be negative. I feel like you're the sort of person who thrives under pressure. I feel like you are very good with deadlines and getting stuff done if you know that you have a certain time limit to do it. But the pressure card, I mean, it says transformation here. I feel like you're making big changes in your world. And I feel right now you're a little bit uncertain. Okay, you're having to be bold or do things in a bold and daring new way. For some of you, you're doing things that you haven't done before, and you may not have all the answers, and you may not even know how you're going to get to where you want to go. But I definitely see that you're embracing faith. Okay, now the pressure card, it's number 26. When you reduce it, 2 plus 6, of course, is 8, and that indicates that, you know, 8 is the number of the self, so you are feeling under pressure. I also get a sense, pressure, as I said, is not always negative. It can be a shaper of energy. It can direct energy. It can channel energy into positive change or positive influences. So you're being asked to find a happy medium. Some of you are being asked to look at your schedule or whatever it is that you have created in your life as, you know, your day-to-day, your routine tasks, and you're being asked to create balance, because I feel like you're trying to create something. You've got a goal. You've got the World card there, and I feel it's making you feel scattered. It's making you feel loss of energy. And I mean, this is the equivalent really of like a 9 of Wands, where you just feel like the barriers are up. I feel like you're guarding yourself. I feel it's like you're close to burnout. I feel like you are overloaded with a lot of things, and it's really important to take stock and take some time for self-care. Okay, and I know that's such a broad message, okay, but because you have the Strength card and you have the Queen of Cups, I mean, the Queen of Cups card is really about healthy boundaries. It's about emotional security, self-care, and self-love, and feeling comfortable in your own skin. And with the Strength card there, that is also a card of self-love and self-care, but also of overcoming any struggles. And I see that some of you have really struggled with your sense of self-worth or your sense of who you are, but I don't feel like it's always been that way. There may have been somebody or an experience in your past that really shocked you or really broke your confidence, and I feel you've been trying to rediscover who you were. That's the sense I'm getting there as well. I feel like it has taken you a long time to recognize that you are a gift, both in love, in career, in life, in general. I feel like you've been extra sensitive recently, maybe even quite emotional, because the Queen of Cups there is a very emotional card. You're someone who's very understanding. You're a very loyal friend. And, you know, if you have a partner or you're in love, or even when you get into relationships, if you're currently single, you're definitely someone who has a lot to give. You are very affectionate, and when you fall in love, it is for keeps. I know Sagittarians are sometimes given a bit of a bad rap, you know, that they are very fiery, very passionate, but that they don't really merge for life because they're the wanderer of the zodiac, that they are always on the move. That's not true at all, okay? Sometimes people pick the best and the worst traits of a sign to really just give like a black and white description of what a person can be, and then people take it as that's all they can be. And I definitely see that that's not true at all, okay? I see that you are someone who has a lot to deal with, and I feel that you are someone who is worthy of love, worthy of respect, and I feel like you've been healing yourself from a previous experience, and I feel, you know, through this previous experience, you're learning about compassion, okay? I also get a sense here that you have a knowingness about you. You have spiritual gifts that you're not even really tapping into. You are very strong in your awareness and your intuition, and I feel some of you are going to be really shocked at how either psychic you are or how connected you are. But I feel like life has been busy, life has been very pressurized for you, and I feel like you haven't been able to catch a break in order to really connect to those gifts that you have. Okay, now for some of you, and this really isn't about a love reading at all. I feel like some of you have had some real ups and downs in life, real tower moments. And I feel with the Queen of Cups, I just get a sense that life has knocked you down a couple of times, and it's been harder and harder to get up. And I feel with the Queen of Cups energy, I feel like you're learning to roll with the punches of life. That's the energy that I'm getting here. I feel like you're being bold, you're being daring. I feel like you're building confidence, because I feel you haven't had that confidence for a long time, because it extends from some experience. Okay, because this Knight of Wands, I keep getting this energy of someone knocked you down. And normally I don't get that energy from that card. It can indicate that, you know, that passion for life. And I feel like for some of you, you may have felt like you've lost your sparkle and you're trying to rediscover that sparkle. Now, it could be that you feel the world at large, the events that we've gone through for the last couple of years have really clipped your wings and made you lose your sparkle. And I feel like you're in search of that. So it may be world events. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be external circumstances or forces outside yourself. And I feel like you're having to be strong and very intuitive in a world that is ever changing. And I feel there's this energy of like your power is rising up. But I feel it's really important to recognize that you need to take more self-care. So whether that means, you know, you kicking back, relaxing with a good book, or having a bath. I mean, these things are really basic things that you can do for yourself. Really important things that need to be implemented long-term are healthy boundaries. Establishing, you know, boundaries that tell people what you expect, how you expect to be treated, because basically you can tell a person how you expect to be treated, and they don't have to treat you that way. And you don't have to accept the way they're treating you. You can walk away and they can walk away. So it's really about establishing who you are and what you want. And then that gives the other person an opportunity to step up or step out of your life. And I feel like you've learned a very hard lesson about that in life as well. And I feel you're someone who is self-sufficient. You're really good by yourself. I feel like, I mean, this, as I said, is not a love reading. This is really about you trying to unblock some of the things in your life right now. And I feel one of the things that you're blocking is your manifestation. Okay, and I feel like you're not doing it on purpose. I feel like you're actually focusing on healing aspects of yourself right now. I mean, some of you may be more emotional right now than you've been before. You may have felt that you're having mood swings or fluctuating, and I feel that's because you've had so much pressure on your shoulders. Some of you may have gone through a very distressing, traumatic experience at some point in your life, and you've been in fight or flight mode. And I feel like you're really trying to find that grounding in your life, okay? The Two of Swords, some of you are feeling very uncertain about a path or a decision. And the Two of Swords can even feel like you're stuck. You're stuck in a rut, stalemate. Life has just become dull. And, you know, when life becomes dull, we need to go inwards and ask ourselves, how can we change it? Because, you know, the universe can step in, and the universe is stepping in for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune here. But also, we have to ask ourselves, how can I take the first steps to change my reality for the better? And with the Two of Swords there, I really get a sense here that you are needing more meditation, but I also get a sense here that you're trying to find that balance and you're seeking answers. I feel like you're searching right now, soul searching. These cards really tell me that, you know, the pressure of life, it's been real. And I feel that you're soul searching right now, asking if you're on the right path. You have a big decision to make with the Two of Swords there. And I feel for some of you, I feel like you don't want to ignore what your body is telling you. So you're tapping in, you're tuning in. That's what probably why I was being given the musical notes there as well. Okay. Now the Two of Swords can also indicate that you're on a journey right now where you're about to increase your intuition. This figure is blindfolded, and that means all the other senses are becoming more enhanced. So I feel like you're in a period of development right now, and you're going to have lots more experiences, spiritual experiences, and a knowingness. Listen to that intuition. It's so important. Any hunches, listen to them. So important, okay? I don't see anything negative happening here for you, but what I am feeling is a calling or a desire or a curiosity to develop your spiritual gifts and develop your mind, expand your mind in a broader sense. Now, the Two of Swords, this figure in the Two of Swords is about to discover new lands, is about to change landscapes, go on a journey of discovery, do new things, explore new options, new mindsets, new information. And I really feel that, you know, finding silence, that time where you're in a period of self-reflection, or, you know, even implementing those self-care routines, that is when the answers, the perfect answers, are coming towards you to help you with any solutions that you're trying to discover at this time. The Two of Swords is to remain in a very peaceful state of mind. And if you're always on the go and you have a lot of pressure, I feel like right now you're trying to manage your stress levels, you're trying to find more peace of mind. But the Two of Swords is to take a break, to consider your options. Okay, I definitely see that your body is calling out, or your mind is calling out, just for a bit of a rest. Okay, a respite doesn't mean you're gonna like take the whole year off. It just means that you're just gonna take a pause in order to recharge your batteries and reflect. And with the Magician card equivalent here, you got the Magic card. This is a very important card, okay, because it tends to tell me that you are very gifted, you're very skilled at what you do, and you may have felt, because it's in the Resistance position, you may have felt a little bit like that sparkle is missing, or, you know, it's harder to find the magic in the everyday. I mean, the last couple of years has been really difficult for humanity, and it just seems to feel like the pressure is increasing, or there's this sense of uncertainty looming in the air in the world at the moment. And I feel, because we've all gone through a collective trauma, it's like, well, what's next? And I feel this in your chart, I feel this in your energy, and you may be feeling like you're on high alert. Okay, even though you're just doing life, getting on, you know, paying your bills, trying to look after your family and your friends, and, you know, try and find fun, I feel there's this sense of what next in your gut instinct, okay? And I feel like you're really tapping into that. Now, it's number 43 when you reduce it. 4 plus 3 is 7, which is a Chariot number. And the Chariot is to move forward. But in the Resistance position, it feels like you're grounded. It feels like you're stuck. You may have felt that you lost motivation recently. You're trying to rediscover that lust for life. You may have felt that you're not making progress in some areas of your life, but you actually are. But the universe sometimes sends us a pause, or even a tower moment, to really edge us out of our comfort zone. And I feel like you're being encouraged to come out of that comfort zone. This card is extremely important because it tells me that you have a gift. And I feel like with this card, there is magic to be found in the everyday, but you must look for it. You must discover it. And remember, you are the magic. You are magical. You have the ability to manifest whatever it is you desire. I feel like you're actually working in partnership with your guides to create the world that you desire, or create the world that you live in. And I feel there's a really important message here as well, which is some of you have a dream, but sometimes you doubt the process, or you doubt your skill set, you doubt your abilities. And some of you may have felt a little bit aimless. Some of you may not have a goal or a dream on a grand scale. Some of you may be like, you know what, I don't know what to do yet. I haven't discovered my passion. And if that's the case, I definitely see that you're going to discover your passion over the next 6 months. And you're going to run with it. You're going to fly with it. You're going to be so successful. For those of you who have a goal and you're really focused on it, I feel like, you know, you are going to make progress. And I feel, I mean, the World card tells me you're going to reach your goal. So whatever it is you're focused on, you will definitely accomplish it. I also get a sense here that some of you have been feeling a little bit scattered. I feel like you're looking at places in your life where you feel like you waste time, or you haven't fulfilled your potential yet. And I feel like you're trying not to deny those aspects. Okay, now the Tower energy is in the Resistance position, which is telling me that, you know, there is no negative surprises or shocks waiting around the corner for you. It tends to tell me that, you know, you're stuck in a rut. You need to come out of a comfort zone. And I feel some of you, I mean, you may have had a shock before you came to this reading. I mean, it could be the world event shock, but it could also be something on a personal level that you're trying to deal with, that you're trying to heal. And you must give yourself that time to heal. Okay, because when you're trying to do everything all at once and cover over all these feelings of anxiety or sadness, or for some of you, perhaps grief, it's important to recognize that eventually it's going to, you know, become this big mountain, and it's going to, like, just become extreme. mean, if you imagine a pressure cooker, for example, it becomes so much until it can't take it anymore. So I feel it's important to honor your emotions. Now, the Tower also indicates that some of you are having a real revelation in the next coming months about the magic that is within you. Your thoughts are becoming things, and something that you're manifesting will actually surprise you later on in the year. Something big is what I'm seeing there. And what is that energy? I'm going to pull a card on that one because I can't quite grasp that energy that's there. I mean, the Tower really can be about sudden changes. And I feel like you've got that like fight or flight mode that's going on within you because of the Seven of Wands. It's like you're guarding yourself against any sudden changes. You don't want to be caught unawares. And when that happens, it can mean that you live on the surface nerves. Okay? It's really important to recognize that fear changes vibrations, and it can prevent you from moving forward. Now, a lot of you, not all of you, the Knight of Cups indicates that some of you, especially paired with the Five of Cups and the Star energy, some of you offered all of yourself to a situation or a person. You gave your whole heart and soul, and you were encouraged, and then it didn't go the way you'd hoped for with the Five of Cups. I'm sending you a huge hug out there, okay? Things are difficult. And with the Star energy, it indicates that you're aligning yourself with healing, but also success. And the Knight of Cups actually indicates you following your passions, your dreams, attracting what you desire. But the Five of Cups tells me you're finding it difficult. You may feel there's shortages of opportunity, or you may feel that you're sacrificing a lot of your time and your energy, and it just feels like at every turn, the universe, it doesn't work out. But the universe is actually aligning you with something greater, something better, something more rewarding. And the Star energy tells me it's closer to your wish than what's available right now. Because sometimes humans, we actually accept less than we truly deserve. And I feel that in some areas of your life, you have been accepting less than you truly deserve. But I feel like you've been learning that you've been doing that as well. And I feel like now you're getting clarity. I do see there's a brighter future to come for you. With the Star energy, it indicates that far-reaching energy where you're aligning yourself with better energy, more hope. And I feel that I just get an energy of a miracle. Now, whether you're religious or not, whether you celebrate a source or a religion or not, I get a sense here that there is something that is going to reinstate your faith in people and the world. Okay? Now, we do have the Seven of Wands, and it's in the resistance position. It has been a struggle. And I feel you're very frustrated with any delays, but I also feel some of you, you've had to learn heavily to erect stronger boundaries. But there's something here that either you may be shocked that someone leaves something, or you may be thinking about leaving something yourself, quitting something, getting rid of it because it's stalling. Okay, with the Knight of Wands, I feel like you may have lost your passion for it, or you may feel that you've lost that lust for life and you're trying to rediscover that spark that you feel like you've lost out on. I definitely get a sense here that you're determined for new adventures, that you are opening yourself up to an unstoppable energy, and I feel like you are setting forth to change your world, change your energy, and manifest what it is that you are wanting to see for your life. I get a sense here that your determination to not give up on something. I felt like there's an energy here of walking away from something, or wanting to walk away from something because it's been hard. Now, if you feel like you've outgrown it and it doesn't add any value to your life, you're leaving it behind. I definitely see that anything that has been difficult will get easier for you. And because the world is present in your reading, it tells me, especially with the Storm energy, I feel like you're noticing a lot of changes around the world. And I feel like you've got a bit of an inner battle going on within you, which is like all the stuff that you want to do for yourself and for your family, on a like a grand scale, is difficult in itself. And then on top, the world is changing. And you may feel, well, like, all the changes that I'm making for my own family or my own path or my own prosperity, how is that going to be affected by the world at large? So I feel like you've got bigger questions. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders right now because you have so many things swirling in your mind about change, about transformation, about putting yourself in a really strong position to weather any of those changes. And some of you, I mean, you may have a plan, and you may feel like it's got a time frame, or, I mean, this card here, it says time, discipline. So I feel like you are trying to manage your time better so that you're not so pressurized. This card, it's number 41. When you reduce it, 4 plus 1 is 5, which indicates challenge, okay? And I feel like this is a card that, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, because this card is actually connected to procrastination. So some of you are identifying where you feel like you procrastinate or where you feel it's too difficult. Okay, I feel like you're not missing opportunities because they are coming in for you. And I feel like you are looking more importantly at people or situations that waste your time because you have a lot of unfulfilled potential here. And I also get a sense that you don't want to scatter your energy anymore. You don't want to waste your resources. You're very gifted. And look at that. That tree is a brain. So I feel like you're soaking up a lot of information. I feel like you are going on a personal journey of discovery. I feel like you're seeking something that you feel perhaps you don't have in your life at the moment. And my guys just pointed at the keys. Some of you are seeking answers, the whys. Why is the world so awful? Why are so many terrible things happening at the moment? Why does it feel like the world has gone extra crazy, more crazy than it's ever been? And I feel like you're really tapping into your sense of intuition to feel those changes, navigate those changes that are to come. I mean, we can all see that there are changes to come, but I definitely see that you are looking from a personal viewpoint, but also from a grander viewpoint of putting yourself in a very strong position to weather any changes. I see that you are in a very good position, and I also see that you're protected. Destiny and fate are stepping in. The universe is bestowing some sort of goodness, good karma coming towards you because you're a very generous person. And I mean, they're also showing me, it's really interesting, they're showing me that animals are very connected to you, and you're going to notice a lot of animals paying you attention, because you do have such a good heart, okay? So I feel like you're being rewarded. Now we do have the desert. Some of you have been feeling very isolated, very lonely, okay? But I also feel like you're super self-sufficient. You don't need anybody, but I get a sense that you're trying to learn to love your own company. I feel like you have learned to love your own company for quite some time, but I also get a sense that you need more solitary time to explore things, like to go out to nature or to discover a new song or, you know, do some art, do something creative, just go for a walk, whatever it is. I feel like you've been yearning for your own personal time. But also I feel, especially with the desert card, it's number 13, because there are major transformations going on for you. That's the death card energy. And I feel like you are trying to break all habits, and you may have people around you perhaps who have the same habits as you. So if, for example, you know, you have decided you want to give up drinking, but your friends are big drinkers, for example, you may be like, okay, everyone around me, they're not giving anything up, and they don't have to. And you may decide to limit your time with those people because you don't want to be tempted, or you may feel like there's certain people that you connect to that bring you down, or even circumstances that waste your time, and you're finding your voice to say, no, I don't want to waste my time in that anymore. The desert card is a really important card, actually, because it indicates that there is a difference between alone time and solitary time, being lonely. There's a difference between all of those times. So I feel like you're feeling confidence to spend time in your own energy. That's empowering, okay? And I feel like you're developing simplicity in your life is what I'm picking up here as well. I'm getting an energy here also that you're being very resilient and adapting to difficult circumstances. And there's a major period of enlightenment happening for you as well. You're not alone. They want you to be aware. Your guides walk with you. And I feel also you have a lot of ancestors in spirit that walk behind you and are giving you that extra power to face things that you need to face. And I feel like the struggle will get easier for you as well. I mean, some of you, the struggle is connecting to your true life's purpose. Some of you are trying to search for direction right now. And we've got plants, okay? Plants is all about growth, grounding. And this card is really, I mean, it's number 19. It's to find happiness. It's the sun card energy. I also get an energy here of, you know, magic is in the everyday things. You're trying to discover that magic, that magical spark in the smaller things in life and everything within you. And that's when you're actually going to reignite your passion and your lust for life by starting small. Something as small as like cooking yourself a home-cooked meal, or taking that bath, or taking that class to expand your mind, or, you know, doing little doodles to see what comes out, or, you know, trying to learn how to scry, or whatever it is. I feel like doing little small things are going to really ramp up that power within you to connect to your lust for life. Also, you must spend time in nature, okay? You're the sort of person, you can actually make something from nothing. Okay, even the smallest of seeds, the smallest, it will grow into something exponential. You have lots of wonderful ideas, and you have the talent and the gift to see it through to the end and make it flourish. There's a lot of prosperity headed towards you, but I feel something has been really challenging recently. You will be in the flow. You will find that balance. Now, we do have storms. Okay, I feel like the life that you've led, you've been conditioned to expect storms or expect the worst. But the best is coming for you, okay? It's number 23. Again, when you reduce it, 2 plus 3 is 5, which is the number of challenge. But this card indicates that sometimes you need to raise a lot of energy to blow out whatever you no longer need in your life, okay? I get a sense that things will come to a dramatic climax, but you're cleansing, you're releasing. And I feel, you know, when you get rain, it cleanses the energy. It releases the pressure. And that's what, you know, storms, they release the pressure. And you've got pressure as your first card there, and I feel like that pressure will be released. But you need to find a creative outlet or a healthy outlet for your energy, whether that's exercise, whether that's creativity, whether that's connecting to people, having fun, laughing, traveling. I mean, you are Sagittarian energy, and you like to travel. You like to have adventure. You like to experience new things. And if you feel like you got stuck in a rut, that's when the pressure can really build up. Now, we've also got the World card. It's actually called the integration card here. So some of you need to get out more. You need to integrate yourself into society or into community or into events and experiences that will really uplift your spirits. The World card actually indicates that you're going to reach your goal. And some of you, you may have been searching for where you feel like you belong, and you may feel actually that you belong in a different country or a different part of the world. The World card also indicates that you are creating that balance, that flow, because the World card is all about, you know, the 4 elements, all of them working together to create something that just, you know, moves in a cycle that is healthy, that is rewarding. And, you know, if you think about it, it has earth, wind, fire, and water on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. And with the World card, I really feel that you're finding that balance. I feel you're looking at the whole sum of yourself. And what that means is, you know, with water, you're looking at your emotions. You've been very, very sensitive recently, okay? That is the first step. With air, you're acutely aware that you have an incredible mind and that you're connected to like a consciousness, you know, a collective consciousness at that. And I feel like you have lots of wonderful ideas and you have a plan. Your manifestations start with a vision. And that's what, you know, air is all about, the vision, the dream. And then you have earth. Earth is all about the plan, the groundedness, the effort that you put into something, that you can grow something from seed, and that it will turn into something very prosperous. And of course, then we have fire, and you are a fire element, and you have that passion, that drive. And if you've been feeling that life has been knocking you back a lot recently, that you've lost your motivation or your passion or your lust for life, I definitely see that you will rediscover it. That spark is coming back, and the universe is actually rewarding you for it as well. Some of you may have felt that you are unappreciated for all the things that you do, but I feel like they're not going unnoticed. People may not say things to your face, but I definitely get a sense that people respect you and they see your efforts, and I feel like they are in awe of everything that you have to deal with and everything that you accomplish as well. Now we do have North, expansion. Now, this card also is about connecting to your true life's purpose path, okay? It is number 1, which is magician energy. You're being guided, and I feel like you're being guided to focus on what is needed to overcome obstacles. So whether that's you overcoming procrastination, whether it's you overcoming a temptation in your life, whether it's you really not ignoring some of the things that you should be paying attention to. I really get a sense here that you are in the flow, or will be in the next coming weeks and months. This is a card that indicates you're being asked to do your research and ask yourself, because I feel there's fight or flight energy within you. Some of you, it's raising a lot of anxiety, and I feel like you're being asked to just dig a little bit deeper in order to allay your fears. Okay, because it's almost like, you read something, you're like, oh my God, that's happening. And then you read something else and you're like, oh, okay. Like at the moment, there's lots of clickbait in the world. Everybody wants you to click on their news story. So they give you the worst words they could ever imagine to draw your attention, like overwhelming chaos going on over here, so that you go, oh, what's that all about? Click. And then you're like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I mean, of course, there's lots of news stories out there that it's worse than we can ever imagine. I totally get that. But I feel like you're trying to be more discerning about your energy, so you're not living on your nerves. You're trying to find more peace of mind. And I definitely see that happening there, okay? Now, as you can see, you've started with pressure, and you've started with the 2 of Swords, and then you're ending on an energy after the storm of calmer waters. So I definitely see that there is better to come. And this is a card that indicates that you have lots of missions, not just one. I feel like you got lots of missions. You've come to this lifetime to do a lot, and you will accomplish a lot. I feel like variety is definitely the spice of life for you, but your true north is adventure, exploration, expansion. Okay, so I definitely see that you're being called to get more curious in life about all your options. The 6 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, there's something to celebrate coming on in here, but the 6 of Wands really indicates breaking through, accomplishing whatever it is you set out to do. Along with the World card and the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like destiny is making sure that you're on track to accomplish your mission. Some of you are worried that you're not enough or that you're not ready. And that's not the case. The time is going to arise where you're in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunity, and success shall be yours. Now, of course, success looks differently for everybody. Depends on what you're hoping for. For some of you, it could be that you want love. So you got to come out of your comfort zone and put yourself in a circumstance to do that. For some of you, it's going to be to quieten your fears or your emotions. I mean, looking at this, I feel some of you have had a tower moment before you came to this reading, and it's made you feel like on edge. But I do feel that you will find a solution to some of these difficulties you've been experiencing. But I also see that the energy I've got is it's like chaotic, and you don't want to be impulsive. So with the 6 of Wands, I see that you are owning your energy, you're influencing your circumstances, and I feel like you are aware that some circumstances have come along to dull your shine, but also you're aware of the shadow side of life and of people. And I feel that you're trying not to allow that to change your energetic frequency, because you're aware that right now in the world, we need light. We need higher frequencies. We need to elevate in order to overcome the current energy in the world, because there's a lot going on and you can feel it. And I definitely see that you're trying to remain positive in difficult circumstances, but not a detriment to yourself. I feel like you're owning it. You're being honest with yourself. And this 6 of Wands, it tells me that you will be appreciated and celebrated for something that you've done or are doing, and there is a victory coming in for you. There is good news and success. And the Wheel of Fortune indicates there's also a sprinkling of luck for you. Life is all about ups and downs, and I feel like you've been riding a wave of chaos for quite some time, and the universe is sending you some really good karma to balance things out. As you can see, Six of Pentacles tends to mean an unexpected resource or surprise, and when you get these three cards, it is literally like double luck is coming your way. There's an unexpected surprise that you're going to be really happy about. And I mean, for some of you, it will be financial. There may be a financial aid coming your way. The universe could step in, send you a promotion or a raise or some sort of opportunity to increase your wealth. I definitely see that you are trying to navigate the world and its changes and keep an eye on things to protect your current position should there ever be any economic fluctuations or any fluctuations in general. A lot of you are searching for direction, and I feel like you've had a lot of pressure in just day-to-day life that some of you haven't been able to fully focus, and I get a sense that that's all about to change for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them? What are they meant to be aware of? Oh, they want me to go one more. Okay, so that's 6 cards, seven cards. Okay, so the first card is don't fear the blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. Okay, so when we're about to do something that is going to change our lives forever, it can feel really daunting. And I feel some of the changes that you're implementing in your life right now, your future self is definitely going to thank you for them. It says, I promise you, it does get better. We also got, you have so much to offer the world. Don't ever doubt your contribution. You are a gift. Remember, you are a gift to love, to life, to your career, to whatever it is you connect to. You are a gift. And even your sense of generosity, because the Six of Pentacles tells me that you are so generous, you're so charitable. Even those small acts aids the vibration of the world. So it's so important, okay? You will be a great success, but you will have to go through it to get there. There's lessons to be learned. I feel like you've already been going through those, okay? And I feel that you're about to come out the other side. We've also got, don't compare your life to others. Your journey is your own. Interesting, I don't really get that sense from your reading, but that card has come up for a reason, so someone needs to hear it. All the right things will come to you in the most unexpected ways, and I see a lot of unexpected goodness coming your way as well over the next coming months, not just the next month or so. I see it extending right until the beginning of next year as well. And despite the frustration, you're on your way to making all your dreams come true. Okay, but I really get a sense that you must believe and receive. Now, I wouldn't normally go to this deck, but I've been called to go to this deck for you and for Taurus. So maybe you've got placements in Taurian energy as well, but they want me to go here before I completely close your reading. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Okay. Ooh. So, between worlds. So I definitely get that sense of soul searching. And look, if you even look at this card, it's like you're between worlds. Okay, you're in the space of change. And I definitely see that on the other side, there is a wholeness. It says here, between worlds, caught between two worlds, comfort and the unknown. So some of you are trying to build a life of stability. Some of you, sometimes when we try to build a life of security and stability, things can come a little bit boring. Okay, so I feel like you're trying to find that balance of adventure, excitement, maybe spontaneity. Some of you may be even thinking about, taking freelance work or doing something that requires traveling. And you're like, okay, this could be a very interesting lifestyle. However, it means extra work. It means not knowing where the next paycheck comes from. But I feel like the universe is going to reward you for following your heart. Okay, you'll make it work. It says only one can exist. Two paths, living two lives, indecision. Okay, so I definitely see that you have to make a decision in the coming months. And it could be connected to I mean, I feel like you're getting really comfortable with uncertainty, because that's seems to be the buzzword of the last couple of years. But it also says here, the soul would have no rainbow if the eyes had no tears. So remember, the tears, they are releasing pressure. Also, you need rain and sun in order to create a rainbow, which is very unique and special. And that is what you are, okay? And that is also what you're trying to achieve. And we've got, it's better to have less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. It's like, don't talk about your plans. Just take action. Let them unfold all by yourself. You know, this really makes me chuckle because a lot of my friends, my really good friends and family are Sagittarians. And this sentence, it's better to have less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. I just think that's like a perfect little thing to make Sagittarians smile. Because, you know, you're the sort of person, you take action on whatever it is you're trying to create. But at the same time, I feel one of the lessons my beautiful Sagittarians are to learn in this lifetime is diplomacy. Because I feel like you're so sharp, you're so on it, you're so blunt and honest, and I love it. Now, I'm a Scorpio. I love that level of honesty, but not everybody can take it. So I feel in certain circumstances, you've had to learn the lesson of diplomacy. I wouldn't say compromise who you are. I feel like one of the lessons that you are learning is diplomacy, but also it's so important that you don't talk about your big plans to people, because I feel sometimes people, when they hear about you leveling up, being successful, having good news, they wish it was them. And they disgruntledly may, you know, cast a negative energy upon you with their thoughts. It's not that they intentionally want things to fail for you, but you may find that it's better to stay silent about your plans to certain people. Okay, so that's coming through. I'm just going to go and get a rune or a trinket before we close. Okay, so they've given you the little fairy godmother. Okay, so a wish is being delivered for you. Okay, I feel like there is something on the horizon that's going to surprise you. And also we got the human, the self. So you are soul searching at this time. And I feel thoughts are becoming things. They give me the word altruism, which means you're very generous, you're a very good person, and I feel like you're getting some good karma. You're going to be in a very creative phase as well, but you tend to be an overgiver, so just don't forget yourself as well, okay? But this is really about thinking who you are, where you are right now, how far you've come, where you want to go, and giving yourself credit for all that you've accomplished, because you have accomplished a lot, but you don't tend to focus on those things. You're always thinking about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Slow down. Recognize that you are making progress and you're doing a really good job. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonated in that reading. It was very complex, so perhaps it may not resonate for everybody. But if it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Sagittarians, and love and light.